Welcome back everyone to another video. It's been a while. Today we're in the lovely city of Manchester. We're just on our way to meet one of our students of Property Development Mastery who has been through our programme and has got a couple of sites on the go at the minute, so we're going to do a site visit and see how they're getting on.
But yeah, it's massive considering it's just for 4 flats, and it's like the same room through there as well. Goes the whole way back.
How big is like the average flat?
What is it? Over, our 3-bed was 100 and something square metres.
That's where we came in.
Okay.
And then we're still...
Oh, and that's what they're saying is a staircase? Yeah. Oh, yeah, in the bin store. Yeah, they're really good sized apartments.
Yeah, they're big.
That's why we thought going back in and trying to get 1 or 2 more. But it's just like we spoke about yesterday, didn't we? It's going to be another 12 months probably in planning.
Yeah, it's like...
You sat on finance costs.
If you had it under option or something, you might do, but
yeah, 100%.
if it's sat on finance costs, then by the time you get to actually build it out, you're probably just back to where you started. So we're now with the guys at AF Property Investments. We're at a site for 4 luxury high-end apartments, M1 postcode, so for you guys that know Manchester, it's super prime, and actually some of our earliest students, we were just discussing earlier that they had the original recordings. And yeah, so how did you guys come across this wonderful site?
Yeah, so it was a bit of a weird one actually. We were always looking for sites in town. As you know, location's unbelievable on this one, so came across just a random agent in town that was looking to offload the site. We met him in here and ended up basically telling us that he'd already exchanged on it. He'd exchanged it.
Oh, the actual agent was the one who had exchanged on it?
Yeah, so he was like an investor slash deal sourcer agent.
Yeah.
So we'd exchanged on it and he had a long stop date of like 2 weeks until he had to get the cash. And obviously he didn't have the
cash,
the cash at the time. Really great guy though. Worked with him for those couple of weeks. Ended up just raising, I think we paid 740k for it.
Yeah.
So raised that through a bond.
Yeah.
For our wealth manager partners. And then just within 2 weeks of seeing it, ended up buying it. Already got planning permission in place. Yeah. Which is great. Obviously we've had discussions about the sort of complications and sort of planning conditions that we need to discharge, but other than that, it's, you know, a flagship site for us. Looking forward to sort of developing it out and delivering it. But again, there's been a couple of things. So that like where we stood here, in the plans that got signed off, this was a staircase. Obviously, we've bought the building. There's no staircase.
But that's the thing we bought it. The plans are okay.
Have you got the plans?
The plans got accepted. So we're still...
Oh, and that's what they're saying is a staircase? Yeah. Oh, yeah, in the bin store?
Yeah. So yeah, that's been ripped out. And there's a staircase there that's been ripped out as well.
But this one exists?
Yeah, that one exists.
Yeah, it's a big spot. But again, obviously because it's listed, you've just got to be very careful with like the windows.
Yeah, what you can and can't move. And what do you think they'll sell for?
So we had 2 beds in at 320.
320, yeah, and 3-bed at 380. But we're hoping that quite light.
We were working on that worst case figures, so that was the worst case, but for the deal to work, and there's still profit there at those prices.
Yeah.
But I think we're looking at 500 quid a square foot, but that might come down with the apartments being bigger sizes.
Yeah. Well, the 2 beds might. It's the 3-bed that probably come down. Yeah, it's lovely. And when are you going to get started on it?
We thought about a month ago.
Classic.
When the plan got accepted, none of this had taken place, this demolition works. So there's a few aspects of that we need to run by the officer.
Right, yeah.
Which is always...
So we think there's like, all of like the coving is above this. And we think that the council are going to want us to take this down, restore the coving and put this back up.
But we're unsure whether people...
So we're not sure whether...
We're unsure whether people who've done this, because it was to restore the original roof and ensure the coving's all fine, we're unsure whether they've actually done that or whether they've just boarded it all out. So yeah, that's it.
Have you cracked through to have a look at all, or?
No, not yet, because this is all fireboard.
Yeah,
what, so repair it and then cover it back up?
Exactly like it is now.
It's
crazy, isn't it?
Hopefully common sense will prevail.
I mean, whether or not you could, for one like the PRS towers, or even like one of the hotels, the nice hotels locally, agree some sort of like membership deal where you pay them however much, and you say, look, whoever buys will pay the first 5 years, and they've got the ability to, so it's almost like a concierge type, like you don't have it in this building, but at this nice hotel, for the next 5 years with this purchase, you're allowed to go and use their spa facilities, whatever. You'll probably might have to pay 50 grand for it, but you'd probably find it'll get more than that back on the resales. Chances are, actually, if it was in a nice hotel where obviously you'd have to pay for it, but you can get drinks brought to you and whatever, you'd probably use it more than the one in your own building.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'd look to do that, reach out to some of the hotels or some of the PRS buildings and look to partner with them and use their amenity.
How do you finance your deals? What's the main way of financing?
We'll only get senior debt from the bank. We don't like mezz, just because for me it's too exposed. The second is obviously more expensive on mezz. The second the project overruns, which they can for a million reasons, that interest is just compounding and just eats into your profit. So we do senior debt kind of as much as we can gear within, I mean, senior will never really go over 75 anyway, so it's not like, even if you max out the gearing, it's not like crazy risky. And then we raise equity for the remaining 95%, and about 5% will go in from us. If we brought in one equity partner who put in the whole equity requirement, they'd comfortably on a 50. We'd even do it probably 60-40 in their favour. If it just means it's de-risk for us, we haven't got to put our money in, we can look at more deals rather than only doing one deal. And it's just like hassle-free in that sense. So for us, we'd be paying more for the ease. One thing we're going to start doing is acquisition fees.
Yeah, we've just spoken about this actually.
Yeah, so add in an acquisition fee. Someone else I know actually charges a PG fee. So Joe, if you have to sign a personal guarantee for anything, charge a fee on that, which actually makes sense. It's like I'm taking on the risk. So I think, what he said, I think he says it's like 3% of whatever the PG is.
And where are you taking that out of?
Kind of at the early stages of draw, so basically on the first drawdowns, that would be paid to us as like one of the fees, and then project management fee, 3% minimum throughout the bill, 3 or 4%, whatever kind of works for the numbers. So you'll get, depending on the size of the project, you'd get 6 figures across all of them comfortably, and then obviously the bigger the deal, the bigger they add up to.
Would you pay interest on that money?
To be honest, with equity, you can structure it anyway. So some people want it couponed, as in like, an interest rate on it. It's just horses for courses kind of thing. Like, here's what we're proposing. What do you want? Obviously, if we've only got one person interested in putting in the equity,
you'll bend a bit.
We'll bend. If we've got a couple of people, it favours us. I mean, equity can literally be whatever, and we're super flexible as well, because with Tyler and I, it's like we're not going to retire off of one deal, so we don't have to make the absolute most out of one deal. We want to do multiple deals. So for us, ease of transaction tends to sit at higher priority than cheapest money.
What's your pipeline like now then?
With Newman Rose, we've got the Cambridge site, and then we've got these, we call them the chicken farm sites. They're like 3 sites, one family that own all 3, but we take them through planning. GDVs across all 3 could be anywhere from like 30 to 45 mil across all 3, just because it's green belt. It'd be a bit contentious as to exactly, one, how much on-site affordable we'd have to do. They're not that sustainable location for on-site affordable, but also just how much we'll get in general would vary. But we're hoping to get them into planning probably kind of Q1 next year. I've always said, if I just focus on maybe like that side of the business, like not deal sourcing, but like deal packaging, just between the different people I know, I could probably make just as much money doing that, just on the fees, than actually doing the sites, because so many people either don't have the skill to find their own sites, or just don't have the time, or can't bothered.
It's funny because you get going, and obviously you have to put a lot of effort into getting the sites and stuff, but then you get a network, you just find it land on your desk rather than. But then you stop putting time into it, and you don't.
And then all of a sudden you got a bit of a hole in the pipeline, and I mean, you'll find that doing a site like this, because it's so flagship, you'll get other stuff sent to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, already like,
Yeah.
even just, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I've had so many people that have never even knew, just reach out on LinkedIn, like pretty much just like throwing money at you. And it's like, I'll finance your next one. And it's like, okay.
So, oh, yeah, now you want to work with us sort of thing. But no, these sites obviously profit in it as well. But it's like the extrinsic value that you just can't really measure that they'll do for you. That is probably worth more than the actual money you'll make out of the deal for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
So overall, a really good day. It's lovely seeing some of our students' success. These were some of the earliest people within our education programme, so it's really nice to see it come full circle. Obviously, they've got some of the deals that they spoke about as well, which you didn't visit today, but they've been doing in the past, and now they're looking to scale up the business, which is super exciting. I'm going to be visiting other students' sites in the coming months, so keep an eye out for that on the channel.